But you know, the boss was right. It had not seemed like there were too many people who wanted Harry Truman to even run for a second term.
Well, Harry, at one point it seemed as if you were the only person who thought you could win a second term. FDR's sons tried to talk Dwight Eisenhower into running as a Democrat. There was opposition on the left by Henry Wallace, who felt Harry was too hard on Russia and communism. And from Strom Thurmond on the right, who thought Harry was too liberal on the race issue. As a matter of fact, after you did win the nomination, those two gentlemen organized their own parties, the Progressives and the Dixiecrats, to run against Harry. Well, with the Democratic vote split 3 ways and a strong Republican challenger in Governor Dewey of New York, it didn't look like Harry had much of a chance.
Yeah, but I roused the party with my speech at the convention. Now look, we're going to win this thing because we're right and they're wrong. Now, the Republicans have controlled Congress and they've done nothing. So what I'm going to do is this. On the 26th day of July, which by the way out in Missouri we do call Turnip Day, I'm going to call our Congress back in for a special session. At that time, I will ask them to pass laws halting the rising prices and to meet the housing crisis, which they now say they're for, right in their new platform. At the same time, I will ask them to act on other vitally needed measures which they say they're for, like national health care, civil rights, and funding for desperately needed public utility programs. If they want to, they can pass all this legislation in 15 days. What that Congress will do will be the test. The American people will decide on the record. I called the Congress back for special session, and they passed practically nothing. So I had my campaign issue, the Do Nothing 80th Congress, an issue that I took directly to the American people on a 30,000-mile whistle-stop train tour in which I gave over 300 speeches before an estimated 12 million people. And you know, at a lot of those stops, there always seemed to be somebody way out there who'd yell out, "Give 'em hell, Harry!" But now my feeling on that statement was this. I never deliberately gave anybody hell. I simply told the truth. They thought it was hell. Well, Margaret and Bessie, they joined me on the tour, and the crowd would love it when I would introduce Bess as the boss, and then I'd bring out my daughter Margaret and introduce her as the one who bosses the boss.
Now, Harry, you know I don't like it when you do that.
I know, but it always gets a couple of good chuckles out there.
You say it one more time, I'm going to get off this train.
All right, all right.
And so the campaign went. And as election day dawned, every pollster had Harry losing. Even early editions of certain newspapers the next day proclaimed Dewey the winner.
Chicago Daily Tribune, Dewey defeats Truman.
But somehow or other, Harry pulled off the upset in presidential elections and won in a race that really wasn't even close. 49% to 45% of the popular vote, and 303 to 189 in the Electoral College. In defeat, Governor Dewey, who seemed rather aloof during the campaign, so much so that one person said of him, he was the only man who could strut sitting down. Well, he showed a humorous side when he said, "I feel like a man who woke up to find himself inside a coffin with a lily in his hand. And I thought, if I'm alive, what am I doing here? And if I'm dead, why do I have to go to the bathroom?"